Hello. You're on the bathhouse.
Yep. Howdy, Danny. Am I on the bathhouse with Danny Polishchuk?
You are, Chris. How's it going, buddy? This is Heroin Chris. Can I call you Heroin Chris? Do you take offense to that? It's just kind of give out.
No, man. Yeah, that's it. I am in my car right now and smoking some tar with my puppies. And anyways, my plug, his girlfriend is a total bitch. And once again, I mean, this lady, I feel bad for her.
You better veto every hang-up.
I can't.
No, man. Heroin Chris gets to tell us about his puppy tar stories.
Tell the goddamn story.
I don't understand why people wouldn't want to hear this.
Dealer's girlfriend is a total bitch. And
your girlfriend? You have a
I
girlfriend?
say something to him. No, my drug dealer's girlfriend is being a total bitch to me.
Why?
And
you support him and her.
You know, I couldn't tell you why exactly. She's always on the ups and downs, but it's a crazy setup they got. This is Dallas, Texas. Illegal aliens, obviously, except the girlfriend is white, and it literally looks like a scene from that Taken movie with Liam Neeson. I mean, just in the sense that there's like 12 people living in a one-bedroom apartment on the floor and stuff. And, the only white girls that are around are being fed for drugs. It's pretty gnarly. Anyways, with that being said,
and you have a puppy?
How are you with biomarketing campaigns?
Wait, you have a puppy?
I got a puppy 4 weeks ago, Danny, and she's the best thing that's ever happened to my life.
Congrats.
Congrats, Heroin Chris.
Thanks, man. No, I've heard you mention that you have like a mix that's like half Yorkshire Terrier.
Yeah, he's a Yorkie Poodle. He just he's doing well. He just had surgery a week and a half ago, but he's back up and running.
That's fucking rules.
You got a BBL.
Yeah, she's a full Yorkshire.
Nice.
And my sister, she has golden doodles. Those doodles are awesome. Anyways, enough puppy talk.
Thanks, Poison. You've been granted immunity, Chris. So this is your call. Nobody can hang up on you. Thank you, Poison.
Good looks, Poison.
Yes, go ahead, Poison.
Coincidentally, Poison is...
Okay, so, Chris, now that we have you on the line, I have questions for you because you keep getting hung up on every fucking week. Tell me about the time you got stabbed.
Fire.
Because I've been wanting to know this for a month.
Well, let's see. There's really not a whole lot to it besides, it was mostly
nothing really to it, but the puncture wound.
Like, it was mostly getting slashed and like cut. There was one stab to like my upper bicep area that hospitalized me, but it was mostly just getting like slashed and stuff. It was just like every other day. I was going to score dope. I've explained to you before, I'm from the suburbs, so in order for me to score, I have to go to Dallas proper. And, you learn that quick. Unless you want to fuck around with middlemen and get Jude every time, the best dope is in, downtown.
Sure.
And it's also the best dope at the best prices. So, anyways, I'm going to score a gram. A gram is $40.
That seems like a good deal.
I take out... I mean, this is far, so... It's interesting. Up there in New York, Philly, the whole Northeast, it's all powder. It's not just powder. I mean, it's all fent, or at least fent contaminated. It's basically impossible to find proper heroin up there.
Because you're close to Mexico, it's actually like a little.
Oh, this is like the black tar heroin that you always hear about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. It's BTH. So it's like that here down south, like in Texas, and also on the West Coast. And so we're lucky in that regard, in that. You hear everybody say, like, oh, fentanyl, it's so powerful, it's so strong. That's true. With that said, opioid addicts, heroin addicts, they don't like it. It's very short-lasting. The withdrawals happen after, like, an hour after you use. Like, so, yeah, it's stronger. It does the
trick, though.
Glass half full, my guy.
Yeah, it's not that. So...
freebase?
Well, here in Texas, I smoke it and snort it. I don't shoot it up.
How do you snort black tar heroin?
It's a regional product called a cheese or queso. You get Benadryl. You break it down. You remove the pink coating. You crush that up into a white powder. You get some water. You make the tar wet, and then you mix that in with the white Benadryl, which potentiates the tar. And it's.
Does it help with your coughs?
You sound like a fucking cat.
And my allergies.
No, I mean,
I guess you never have allergies.
Yeah.
How did you learn the process?
He's
from the suburbs.
Just being around other dope heads, But I try not to. If I think about it too long, I'll literally send myself into a panic attack. Which is, I've been smoking. I'm 29. I've been doing dope since I was 18.
Jesus.
I've been. I was doing opioids like for the first 3, so I've been doing heroin for 7. That whole time, I've been smoking off of aluminum foil. There's this thing called like aluminum poisoning, and it leads to Fuck, why am I drawing a blank on the...
Alzheimer's.
Oh, because that's what they
Yeah,
told
you
you.
can't
It's not great that he goes, why am I blanking on this?
Yeah, probably because you've been smoking Alzheimer's foil,
He
my boy.
articulates
that's
himself
what they-
very well
They
for a
told you
dope
not to
head. I'm gonna
smoke weed
say
out of a
that.
pop can.
Yeah.
You speak very well.
The irony
Herb
of that
Chris,
was
yeah.
Amazing.
Chef's
yeah.
kiss.
Chef's
So
kiss.
Why
Yeah.
can't I remember?
So what happened? Well, how'd you get stabbed? What happened? You just
Okay, that's right. Yeah. So, I pick up two $20 bills to get my $40 gram, and I get there, and up there, and you guys have like blocks. It's not like that here. The drug dealing scene. It's not like on The Wire. You know. Instead, it's like drug motels that are ran by shady owners who understand what's going on, who oftentimes will charge the drug dealers more per night, but they don't call the police. And I have, a number of those, and I have my dealers, but I've also burned a good amount of them. And this time around, so I go to a motel, and I knock on my dude's door. He's not answering.
Sorry, just to cut you off. What do you mean by you burn them? Like you rip them off?
Well, you didn't pay him back.
In some form or another, yeah.
Oh, you
Okay.
deserve to get stabbed.
And,
Right off on the plug.
I'm
nigga?
calling all my guys. They're not picking up. And at this point, I'm dope sick. And so I'm just fiending. And it's like, man, I can't drive 20 minutes to a different motel just to try my luck. Anyway, so there's cold popping, which is just, for me, I'll find a prostitute and say, I don't want to fuck you, but if you give me a heroin dealer, I'll give you money. I just did a version of that. And I found a crackhead who was lurking around. And I said, hey, I'm looking to score. Can you help me out? And I made sure to tell him, I said, I'll look out for you. And he said, no doubt. So this guy, he, I go, he takes me to a guy. And I get up there, and I actually was incorrect earlier when I said my grams are 40. They were 30.
Okay.
That's important.
Key point. Yes.
Because I had two $20 bills. And so anyways, I go to this new guy, and the crackhead is just waiting outside this motel room door. And this guy says, oh, by the way, for new customers, like my grams are 40. Now, I had planned on giving the crackhead like a $5 bill. Seriously.
Look at that.
However, I was going to get my full gram. I wasn't going to drive all the way down to Dallas just to get a half.
That's you shit.
How long does a gram last you?
I'll do 2 a day. Now the crackhead's sitting outside the motel. I'm thinking to myself, I got a conundrum on my hands. I told him I'd give him $5 or $10, which I planned on, but now this guy's telling me it's 40. I don't have change, just these two 20s. Well, I get my gram of dope, I put it in my pocket, and I make my way outside. Like crackheads, he's on me like white on rice. I mean, he's hovering over me as I'm making the walk to my car, which is only about 60 yards, but it feels like, forever.
Sure.
And as I'm walking, this guy's just tripping out. He's like, where's my bread? You told me you were going to hook me up. I said, dude, I swear to God, I planned on it. I didn't know his grams are 40. I tell you what, you see that 7-Eleven across the street? I'll go there. I'll be back in 5 minutes, and I got you. And, this is a couple of years ago, so I think I really meant that. Probably not, but I'd like to. Anyways, I'm approaching my car now, and he's just spurging out, just being a crackhead, saying crackhead stuff, and I unlock my car door. And I can't wait to get high. So my focus is on him and all. As soon as I get in my car, I try to shut my door quickly to lock it, to skirt the fuck out of there. He's not having it. He manages to get his hands inside my door and hold it open. At which point I'm now in confrontation with this guy. I'm trying to shut my car so I can get the fuck out of there. Instead, he busts my just like slams my car door open out towards him, and as I'm trying to basically tussle with him, and I'm not a fighter, but like we're just kind of half wrestling, standing up. But then I was like, I just need to put distance between me and him so I can get him backed off 10 feet, and then I can just dip. Instead, I hit him like twice, and he started bleeding a lot. Like, I didn't even hit him hard, just where it landed on his nose. And it turns out this is Larry, the local crackhead. People love Larry around here.
You punched
like
the
a
beloved local
figure.
crackhead?
Fucking
You laid
Larry's
hands
got
on
the
Larry.
streets, bro.
Yeah, like everybody knows him. Oh, none of this is impressive. He was like 50 years old. But everybody knows and looks out for him, and he's bleeding from the face to a white kid from out of town. And so now he's getting a lot of attention from people who are hooting and hollering from like their motel balconies. And at this point, like we're kind of squared up now. I'm still just trying to get my car and dip. But instead, I have him in like a chokehold. I can't really see what his arms are doing. And I sort of, I'm facing him with, it looks like he's sucking my dick. So like, I'm like looking at his back, kind of. And he starts slashing me up and just like going at my arms. I really didn't feel it at first until I saw all of the blood. And as he was doing that, I just sort of freaked the fuck out. And at that point, I wasn't sure what happened. However, some of his homeboys pulled into the motel at that very moment. They saw Larry bleeding everywhere. And it's a massive, huge dude. And a Mexican friend of his came up and just leveled me. And I got knocked out, and I woke up just from getting KO'd. I couldn't find my keys. Fortunately, I still had the dope in my pocket. But yeah,
that was my first question, bro. That was my first question, dog. I was like, did you have the dope?
HIV.
What? Say this again about HIV? What's that?
Well, I was just terrified for months. It was retarded. I guess HIV dies as soon as it's exposed to air. But I was terrified that this crackhead's HIV blade like had some shit on it. And so I was so scared to go to the doctor.
You didn't even want to get tested because you just like didn't want to find out.
Yeah.
You thought you got a little Freddie Mercury
Exactly.
poisoning.
Exactly.
And you couldn't even really tell the story.
That was a trip.
Bro.
I mean, it was not particularly noteworthy or anything to really write home about, but I mean, you know, yeah, I'm not usually getting stabbed. So,
Okay, now question. Chris, question here. Did you, when you woke up, you found the heroin, did you do some heroin before you went to the hospital?
Facts.
Or did you go to the hospital?
Yeah, I didn't, I still lived at home at the time, and so, like, I had to go stay at a friend's house overnight. I couldn't go home to my parents where they're going to be, okay, obviously, what the fuck is going on here?
Yeah, stabbed and high.
So, yeah, I just got high at my friend's house all night, and
All cut up.
yeah, it was a trip.
Does heroin slow the bleeding?
I have
Slows
no
the
idea
pain.
about that, but it's certainly like,
Made it feel
you know,
fine.
I mean, I was anxious and all that, and yeah, I mean, that certainly helped in that regard.
Damn, this could have all
But,
been avoided with $5.
Yeah.
Nah, bro.
You should have
just
just gone
had
to
over
the
$5, bro.
7-Eleven.
Just a 5 spot for Larry, bro.
And you shouldn't have punched
That's
Larry,
it.
bro. Come on, dog.
Yeah, you can't go punching Larry.
Shouldn't be
No,
punching Larry,
you know, I
bro.
mean, I was just trying to put distance between them.
Have
And
you seen him
that-
since?
No, I stay away from that part of town. And what's great, I told you when I came to after being knocked out, that's it. I tried running away. Once I saw that I was getting slashed, I freaked out. And so instead of fighting him, I just booked it. I just sprinted away. I didn't know where I was going. As I was doing that, I tripped on a curb. And it was as I tripped on a curb that that bad hombre came and knocked me out, like delivered like the blow that like really fucked me up. And when I came to, I couldn't find my car keys. And somebody had taken them as they fell out of my pocket when I tripped. And then so while I was bleeding and everything, I was getting extorted saying, you know, it's $200 to get your car keys back. While all of this was going on, fortunately, I got lucky.
Pennywise,
There's so many drug dealers around. They're scared of the police coming by. And so the dealers basically forced it was a chick who stole them, believe it or not, because they didn't want police showing up with the scene and all that. Yeah. Danny, I know I've been, spurring the fuck out for a while now.
Yeah.
I got to get your input on this Haitian store.
Sure. Let's hear it.
Yeah, I mean, we've heard all the opinions. They're already here up until now. Whether it's true or not. I mean, it's kind of like I understand what they're doing. J.D. Vance does a great job of elaborating on it, where he basically says, look, how entirely authentic the dog, pet, geese, dog things is. It's not entirely irrelevant, but it's bringing attention to an issue of 20,000 Haitians in a town with 60,000. I mean, that's just absurd. And I think it has been successful just evaluating it from the angle that is, it's got people laughing. They're eating dogs and stuff like that. But instead, it's just got a ton of people talking about it and saying, like, aside from the dog eating stuff, how fucking nuts is it that they put 20,000 Haitians in a city with 60,000 Ohioans? And
sure.
I think it's been successful in that regard.
Okay. Well, I like how you ended your story by getting stabbed and stuff with a little political commentary.
I do have a question, Heroin.
Yeah, go ahead.
After that entire ordeal happened, right, did you ever think to yourself, maybe, just maybe you should stop doing heroin?
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
And what kept you going?
I mean, the pull of heroin, from what I understand, is greater than any of that shit.
Okay, just
that was 2 summers ago, and I went to rehab later that summer and put together the longest length of clean time I've had.
How long was that?
Since I started? 9 months.
9 months.
Well, congratulations on that retroactively, bro.
Congratulations.
What brought you back, my guy?
Bro?
You know what? It was like I got off probation. And
you need to celebrate, yeah.
It was like, well, I'm not being drug tested anymore, and it's stuff like that. But
it's heroin, I understand.
I've been talking way too long, Danny. Thanks for having me on, y'all.
Thanks, Chris. Good talking to you, man.